The Roman invasion of Britain was a gradual process. In 55 BC, the Romans invaded Britain. Julius Caesar first landed on the 26th of August, probably on the Kent coast, where the town of Dill is today. The invasion was because of resources, popularity, revenge and labor. Britain had gold, tin, lead, that the Romans needed for pipes, money and armor. Almost 100 years after Julius Caesar's invasion, the Romans conquered Britain in 43 AD by Emperor Claudius. My first find is this Roman spoon. Only the bowl remains. The handle is missing. It's made of copper alloy. It has been dated circa 100 to 410 AD. The bowl of the spoon only remains. The handle has broken off. The bowl is shallow and pear-shaped. On the reverse, there is a small rib extending from the junction with the handle, which is now missing, to the top of the bowl. The break has the same green patina as the rest of the surface, suggesting the damage occurred in antiquity. The spoon has been recorded by the finds liaison officer and given back to me. Here some complete Roman spoons on display at the Museum of London and also at the British Museum. Moving on to my next find is this tiny object. I had my doubts what it was when I first found it, but I've decided to keep it and I'm so glad I did. It has now been identified by the finds liaison officer as, guess what, a Roman fibula, or part of, a fragment of a Roman bow brooch, in another word, a Roman fibula. The head and stub of the bow only remains. At the rear are the short cylindrical wings which would have housed the axis bar for a hinged pin mechanism, dating 50 to 150 AD. Moving on to another brooch, another Roman fibula. This one is an incomplete copper alloy bow brooch, probably a Colchester type. The pin is missing. There are traces of iron corrosion product at the rear of the wings. At the foot is a small remnant of a catch plate. Dates circa 43 to 100 AD. Londinium was the Roman name given to the settlement they founded on the River Thames in 47 AD, after their successful invasion of Britain. The Romans built the first London Bridge on the River Thames. By 48 AD, with exception of Cornwall and Devon, Britain was Roman controlled. By 49 AD, Londinium, where Colchester is today, was established as the capital of the Roman Empire. My selection of Roman coins are from a variety of emperors, found not only on the River Thames foreshore, but in several parts of Britain. Oh, nice. By 61 AD, Londinium was burnt down by the Iceni tribe led by Queen Boudica. The Romans regained control, and by 100 AD, Londinium was rebuilt. It became the largest and eventually the capital of Roman Britain. I have here a number of Roman potteries found on the Thames foreshore. This one is part of a Roman hypocaust flute tile. Underfloor heating system was invented by the Romans. Floors were raised off the ground, supported by large pillars, allowing hot air and smoke to filter underneath the floors. Bathhouses and also private villas usually had this underfloor heating system. Hypocaust tiles were usually bright reddish brown in color. They were decorated with series of lines, usually at 45 degrees angle to each other, creating a coned effect. That's a good way perhaps to identify Roman hypocaust tiles. Moving next to the base of a small Roman pot, possibly a color-coated beaker, similar to this one here. The slip's quite worn. It would have been originally red-brown around the vessel. Terra sigillata ware, Latin for sealed earth. It's also known as Samian ware. Literally, it means polished, burnished earth, clay. They are usually bright red and polished, also decorated produced throughout the Roman Empire, originally in Arezzo in Italy today, and from the 1st century produced in Gaul, where France is today. They usually had the potter's mark stamped. The one I found is a good example, with the potter's marks clearly stamped with the letters FES, TVSF. Probably produced between the 2nd and the 3rd century in Gaul region. By 200 AD, the Romans built a 3-mile long defensive wall around Londinium. Moving now on to some of the Roman coins I have found, and this particular one here is the first Roman coin I found on the River Thames foreshore. Emperor Constantine II. Finding a Roman coin on the River Thames foreshore these days is not necessarily a common find. If you happen to find one, you consider yourself quite lucky. Moving on next now to my most recent Roman coin found on the Thames foreshore. Initially I thought another Constantine II, the emperor who withdrew Roman military forces from Britannia in 407 AD, but it's not him. The coin now has been recorded by the finds liaison officer at the Museum of London.
details there.
In 407 AD, the Romans withdrew from the province, led by Emperor Constantine II. In 410 AD, under Emperor Honorius, the Romans formally abandoned Londinium.